Time now for Focus, and today's report comes from Kashmir, where Indian security forces have been continuing their crackdown on Islamist militants. On Tuesday, they killed 2 gunmen, ending a 3-day standoff on the outskirts of the regional capital, Srinagar. Kashmir is split between Indian and Pakistani rule, but both countries claim the region in its entirety. Protests against Indian rule have surged since events in July, as Camille Le Pomelak reports.
An ordinary village in South Kashmir was shaken by an extraordinary event a few months ago that resonated across the state. Even the children here know what happened. Burhan Wani was a household name in Kashmir even before he was killed by the Indian Armed Forces near Tral on 8th July. The 22-year-old militant commander had been in hiding since he was a teenager and had popularized the use of social media to advocate violent jihad against India. For India, he was public enemy number 1 and his death was widely celebrated. But one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. And in Kashmir, over 20,000 people defied curfew to attend his funeral. In Tral, we met his father, Muzaffar Wani.
I'm proud of my son, Burhan. He used social media to highlight the situation here in Kashmir, and by doing this, he helped inspire other people. But these people chose to become militants on their own because of the violence they have undergone.
Following Burhan's death, widespread protests broke out across Kashmir, and over 100 civilians were killed by security forces, who also took heavy losses. In the capital, Srinagar, groups of youth with their faces masked often clash with the security forces, particularly on Fridays after prayer. We were able to film one such skirmish. In this neighborhood in Srinagar, a group of young men, armed with little more than stones, prepare to take on the Indian army. Their women cheer them on. Anger runs high amongst their ranks.
India fires bullets at us. India blinds our children with pellets. What kind of democracy is this? This is an empty democracy. They're just fooling the world. We want freedom from India. Only freedom.
Tensions quickly escalated in late September after 18 Indian soldiers were killed by pro-Kashmiri Pakistani militants who infiltrated across the disputed international border into Indian-held Kashmir. India retaliated by carrying out surgical strikes on terror bases across the border.
What we've sent out is a message today.
Pakistan denied that the strikes ever took place. But India's claims have fueled anger in Pakistan. Today, the parliament is meeting to decide on a response.
We're not scared at all. I can assure you, I'm a soldier. I am a war veteran, 1971. And I have absolutely no doubt that India is not at all in a position to do anything against Pakistan. They cannot overwhelm Pakistan. We have no offensive designs. We know how to defend our territory.
War between these two nuclear rivals could be disastrous for the entire region. Brigadier Naeem Salik, who served in Pakistan's elite strategic planning division, the agency that is in command of the nuclear arsenal, paints a dismal picture.
Indians are aware that if the escalation cycle starts building up, a stage will come where Pakistan may start contemplating the use of these low-yield nuclear weapons.
Ironically, the very presence of nuclear weapons is what may be preventing these two nations from going to war.
Since the advent of nuclear weapons in South Asia, a major war between India and Pakistan has been more or less ruled out. If you carry out a cost-gain analysis in a nuclearized security environment, you always end up as the losers. Even the victor would have suffered so much of losses that whatever gains they make will be worthless. So that is mainly the reason that no person in his right frame of mind will seriously consider a war in this kind of environment.
In recent days, tensions have lowered considerably, but Kashmir continues to be at the heart of this conflict, a conflict that could lead South Asia to the brink of an unthinkable nuclear exchange. For now, both nations have held their ground without further military escalation.